It's the National Football League on EA Sports. And if it's in the game, it's in the game. It's the Carolina Panthers and the Arizona Cardinals. All that and more coming up next.
EA Sports coverage of the National Football League brings us to the home of the Cardinals, State Farm Stadium in Glendale, Arizona. So good to have you with us, Mike Tirico and Greg Olson here in the booth. Partner, these are a couple of teams that struggled a year ago, finished out of the playoffs. They were under 500, but that's what you love about the NFL. A new season brings renewed optimism.
Absolutely, and really, Mike, a lot of new faces at critical places. I mean, there is a lot of new pieces to the puzzle here, both coaching staff and the roster of players. They believe last year is over. They do not think there is any correlation between the squad they're planning to put on the field today and that one that we saw really go through some growing pains and struggles just a year ago.
The kicker, Chad Ryland, ready to get things started. And off we go from Glendale. Raheem Blackshear on the return. And they'll bring him down just shy of the 30-yard line. The Panthers now ready to get to work on offense for the first time. And they're led by Bryce Young, the #1 overall pick, Greg, out of Alabama back in 2023.
I always like studying quarterbacks in year two. I think rookie year, there can either be a lot of growth, right? There's the biggest ability to take that jump, but there's also some struggles you have to work through. In year two, a full offseason, really understanding the playbook. Things have kind of slowed down for you. I feel like year two is a really good indicator of what long-term success looks like for any young quarterback.
They'll gain 17 on that one. A very quick first down. Tremble comes in motion. Young to throw on first down. And he can't hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. What a good job defensively to meet him just as the ball was arriving. And it'll be second down.
Just seems like another case of predetermining where the quarterback is going to go with the ball. He had a lot of good route options on that last concept. I think if he just remains a little bit more patient, read the play out, let it unfold, will lead to some easier and better completions.
And good hard running will get him down close to a first down. Might be a yard short.
It's tough to completely celebrate, Mike, when you don't pick up the first down, but that's a run you will take every single time. I mean, good yardage in a lot of situations, it'll get you the first down, just not here.
They'll try to run for it with Hubbard.
That's a heck of a stop by this defense early in this game, Mike, and it sets up a decision for the offense. You might be a little too far away to attempt a realistic field goal, but you might be a little too close to get anything out of the punt unit. I think I'm keeping the offense on. I'm trying to extend this drive, and I'm being aggressive here early.
On fourth down, on is Sam Martin to punt. And on the return for the Cardinals, it's Greg Dortch. This one angles out of bounds, and the mark comes inside the 15-yard line. So out comes the Arizona offense for the first time. And here is Kyler Murray, the #1 overall pick in 2019 to lead them.
I think we're seeing this so often now in the modern NFL is quarterbacks who can hurt you both improv as a scrambler and also with designed runs coming out of the huddle. So this is a tricky situation. Guys who can run with this kind of speed, you have to be very careful how you pass rush them. You're not just rushing to a spot. It's not just an X behind the center. You got to try to corral him and keep him in the pocket because when he escapes, big plays are to be had. Give him credit for keeping this play alive as long as he could. This easily could have gone down for a loss, but he's kind of able to find his way forward and at least get back to the line of scrimmage.
Here's the first carry for the Pitt product, James Conner. And the defense there to meet him. They'll hold him to 2 and bring up third down. Working from the shotgun, it's Murray. He'll fire one deep for Harrison. That is brought in. And he's going to be dragged down, but not until he's inside the 25.
Those are the explosive pass plays that this team is going to continue to mine all day. And you can see pre-snap, the quarterback loved his matchup. He allowed his receiver to work downfield. Perfect throw, and now sets them up to try to see if they can finish this drive off with some points.
First and 10. Working out of the gun, Murray. Here's a shot toward the end zone.
When you find yourself in this situation, you're on defense, you're defending your own goal line, you got to take some chances. You got to try to force a turnover and make a play and get off the field. That's exactly what this defender did. Takes a chance, bets on himself, and comes away with a pick to save them some points.
The Panthers offense ready to get going with their second possession. They'll search for the first points of this game as they begin the drive on first and 10. From the gun, it's Young. He'll find his tight end, Tommy Tremble. And he'll mark him down up beyond the 30.
This is a tale as old as time, Mike. It seems that anytime a team forces a takeaway, fumble, or interception, the ensuing drive starts with a shot, a deep play in the air to try to seize on some of that momentum. You just saw a great example of it here.
On first and 10, here's Young. He'll get this to his tight end, Jatavian Sanders. A good spot here, second and a yard. Young hands it to Hubbard. Good running there, getting close to midfield. Let's mark him there. And a first down. Another run here with Hubbard. He'll take this ahead. It's a pickup of 3. Buda Baker active and making the tackle there. They face second down and 7. They'll go again with Hubbard. And he's bottled up after a gain of a yard. Third and 5. Out of the shotgun, Young. He finds the big tight end, Tremble. And he's going to have the first down. It is a gain of 6. Good conversion on third down.
He's in a really nice rhythm here on third down. He appears very comfortable operating out of the gun, and he's able to find his man near the sideline, and he's able to extend this drive.
On first down is Young. That's right side, taken in by Tremble.
The drag route is such a good way to get the ball early into the hands of your tight end and take some pressure off the quarterback and give him an easy completion. The size and the athleticism allows them to try to pick up more yards, but do it after the catch.
An enviable spot to operate from. Here's second and inches. On play action, Young. There's a short one caught by Sanders. And they'll pick up the first down, a gain of about 4.
Nothing a quarterback loves more, Mike, than being able to pick up a first down without being forced to push the ball downfield and force it past the line to gain. He settles for the underneath check down. He's confident that his receiver is going to pick up the rest after the catch.
And he'll get about 6 there, setting up second down. Off the play fake. Here's Young. That into the hands of Hubbard. And they'll get him down after a gain of 5, but that is enough for a first down.
And what really stands out about this drive is the ability of the quarterback to really spread the ball around to multiple targets and put so much pressure on the defense, deciding who do they want to account for, because no matter who they try to take away, the quarterback's doing a nice job of finding the open man.
It is brought in the end zone. Touchdown, Panthers.
And that was just a great drive, really from start to finish, Mike. You could see the play caller just really finding his rhythm, mix in run, mix in pass, results in the touchdown pass. But really everything they did, the entire possession, worked to perfection. When you can sustain the drives like that and come away with touchdowns, man, that goes a long way towards establishing your identity for the rest of this game.
The extra point try forthcoming. He gets it to go. And the Panthers will take a 7-0 lead. The kickoff team is out on the field, and we're back to it as the kick's away. To return is Greg Dortch. And he'll be taken down right at the 29-yard line. The Cardinals offense about ready to get going on their second possession. They had that pick on the opening drive. It led to a touchdown. So 7-0 the deficit as they get the ball back, 1st and 10. And they'll get about 4 here as he is taken down. Here's a 2nd and 6. Play action. It's Murray. And he got rid of that one quickly before the receiver even knew what was going on. That's incomplete. Tip Ryman, the tight end, was the intended target. And it'll be 3rd down. Out of the gun, it's Murray. He's got his tight end, that's McBride. And he'll be taken down, and that's going to do it. That's the last play of the first quarter. So a big 3rd down hookup takes us to the break. The Panthers off to the early advantage. Greg and I back here in Glendale after this. They go 3 tight ends here on 1st and 10. On the handoff, it's Connor. And they'll move this one down inside the 40-yard line.
The goal of every offense, Mike, is to find a way to establish a balance between the run and the pass. With some success here early on the ground, will open up things as the game unfolds for the quarterback in this passing game.
Ball rests at the 37. It's 1st and 10. They'll go right back to Connor. He'll move it ahead for about 3 yards. Trayvon Merrick up to make the tackle. Second and 7. From the gun, it's Murray. The second down throw is incomplete.
Timing and trust, critical elements of this quick passing game. If your target and the quarterback are not on the same page, it winds up being an incompletion and a wasted down.
They need to get it to the 27. This is third down. Here's Murray to throw. He'll try to work the screen with Connor. And he's going to be taken down short of the marker, and that is going to set up an interesting fourth down decision.
Anytime you call a running back screen, the key is the relationship between the offensive line and their running back. They have to be in sync perfectly to set up the big play. That wasn't the case here on third down. He gets tackled short of the sticks.
Ryland's kick is good. And the Cardinals are on the board. It's 7-3.
And I can tell you firsthand, Mike, when you find yourself trailing in a game, you don't feel very good about coming away with field goals. But in this case, it does get them a little bit closer and cut into this deficit.
Here comes a return from the 3. And he'll be brought down just beyond the 25-yard line. The Panthers offense and their back Chuba Hubbard set to come back on the field. The lead sits at 4, so they'll try to add on to that. This drive begins with 1st and 10. Now Young. Looking left side is tight end Tremble. On second down, Young. Now he'll run. And Young will have a first down, able to slide to avoid the contact at the end of the play. 12 yards on the pickup, and that's a first down.
They got to do a better job of keeping the quarterback contained in the pocket all week, Mike, against mobile quarterbacks. You talk about rushing as a group. This time they get a little undisciplined with their rush lane integrity, and he makes them pay.
Young to throw on 1st and 10. They'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete. They'll try again here. 2nd and 10. Tremble comes in motion. On the give, it's Hubbard. And he's fighting to try to get back to the line of scrimmage, but will not do it. This is going to be a loss of a yard.
Anytime the running back is forced to chop his feet in the background and never get to top speed, you know that play's not going anywhere. That's exactly what the defense was able to force here by getting penetration. Great job there, stopping this play before he had a chance to even get started.
From the gun here on 3rd down, it's Young. Under pressure, and he'll go down. They got him.
Perfectly timed blitz there by the linebacker. Remember, when you go empty backfield, there's no extra protection. All you have is the 5 offensive linemen. It could be feast or famine, but in this case, when you time it right, man, there is no back there to help protect the quarterback, and he comes away with the sack.
Here's Sam Martin now, and he'll be looking for something better after that poor first punt. Yeah! And he'll get forward a few yards on the return. And that's where the offense will take over. The Cards offense ready to see what they can do with this next possession. They trail by 4. A touchdown gives them the lead. Drive begins with 1st and 10. That'll be taken in by Connor. You only get a 1-yard buffer from the line of scrimmage for these old linemen. That time he strayed a little too far. and it draws the flag. From the shotgun, it's Murray. And they're going to track him down. He couldn't find a receiver, and down he goes.
And I like the idea of moving the pocket. It makes it harder for the defense to rush the passer, but you have to account for the end man on the line of scrimmage, and that guy's job is to set an edge. Nobody gets outside of me. In this case, the quarterback. You've got to be better protecting your edges anytime you put your quarterback on the move.
Work to do now as they come up on 2nd and long. Now a give running left. It's Connor. Well, they'll get some of the sack yardage back, but it's still going to leave them with 3rd down.
This just shows why you can't count on just one guy to take him down. He's a powerful enough runner. You got to have guys coming in support when that first hit is made. It takes a team effort to stop him, especially once he gets going.
On 3rd down, Murray. Taking off, he'll try to get there. And they will finally run him down up near midfield.
Having a quarterback with this ability to run is such an X factor in today's NFL. It's an element of their offense that you have to be prepared for on every single play. Here we see it on 3rd down. Starts out as a pass. Nowhere to go with the ball. He tucks it, turns into a runner. Picks up the 1st down.
On the ground, it's Connor. And he will lose yardage on the play. They knock him back to midfield.
Every team makes an emphasis on winning 1st down, but as a defense, when you're able to take them back for a loss, 2nd and long, you can really become more of a pass-centric defense and really tips the scales into your favor.
Lost 1 on the last play, so now it's 2nd and 11. Now Murray. And that is incomplete.
Well, not exactly breaking news here, Mike. They got speed on the perimeter that just not a lot of teams in the NFL have. So even though that ball falls incomplete, I think they have to continue to do it, continue to pressure this defense and make them defend the entire field. Because as they're worried about him running by them, there is a lot of space open underneath.
Trying to get away, but he will not. They finally run him down. Now, following that sack, we have a player who was injured. Athletic training staff looking at him, so we'll step aside. So on 4th down, it's Blake Gillikin to punt for Arizona. Raheem Blackshear is set to return for the Panthers. And no return forthcoming. It's a touchback and will come out to the 20-yard line. The Panthers offense starting to trot out for this next possession. They'll start it here with a 1st and 10. Here's Young to throw. Secured by the veteran, Adam Thielen. And they'll mark him down just shy of the 40. (7-3) is the score. 2 minutes to play in the first half. We'll have more from Glendale after this. Young to throw on 1st down. And he can't hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. What a good job defensively to meet him just as the ball was arriving. And it'll be second down. He was seeking out the veteran Adam Thielen that time. And it'll be second down. To throw is Young. That's taken it. It's Xavier Leggett. First time these two have connected this afternoon, and it'll wind up being a first down.
We spent so much time talking about these receivers. How fast do they run, Mike? How high do they jump? But so often, the guys that have the most success in the NFL, it's the mental part of the game. It allows them to create separation, find soft spots in the defense, attack defenders. It's exactly what he's able to do here, and really nice connection. I know this play results in an incomplete pass, but I think this is a really good job by the quarterback. His clock was going off. He felt that rush. He had no immediate target to go to with the ball. Instead, throw it away. Don't take the sack. Live for another day.
Throwing on second down, Young. That's thrown right side, but incomplete.
Throughout this entire game, we've really seen this quarterback operate very efficiently, not only being able to spread the ball to multiple playmakers, Mike, but really complete a high percentage of his passes. So can't let that last incomplete break what's been a really nice rhythm so far.
From the gun, it's Young. He's got his man. That's Leggett. His second grab on this drive, good for 11 yards, but most importantly, a first down.
One of the things that makes him one of the best receivers in the NFL, Mike, is his ability to create separation downfield. He makes it so easy for his quarterback to not only find him, but to constantly create a nice throwing window like he did right there.
They'll motion over Thielen. On 1st and 10, here's Young. He'll go underneath here, the running back out of the backfield. Here's 2nd and 2. Out of the shotgun, Young. They'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
This is why it's so critical that the quarterback and his intended target are on the same page. They got to speak the same language. When there's miscommunication, it leads to errant throws, and when errant throws lead to big missed opportunities.
Back to throw, Young. That's the one thing they couldn't have there, the sack that might take them out of field goal range.
The defensive coaches, they preached all week, Mike. They have to have relentless pursuit of this quarterback when he tries to extend the play. So often it results in a great play for the offense and a big pickup. This time, because of that pursuit, it leads to a big loss.
Here's the punter now, as they'll say no to the long field goal and hope to pin them deep. That's going to be out of bounds, no return, and the drive's going to start from just inside the 20-yard line. The Cardinals offense going to take over just before the half. They'll begin with 1st and 10. Off he goes. And he'll gain yardage and able to get down at the end of the play.
Take a look at his eyes. You can see the quarterback clearly going through all of his progressions, and he's quick to realize there's nowhere to go with this ball. He makes the right decision and gets out of there, picks up some good yardage, and gets down on the ground.
And this time they'll just keep it on the ground. And he's going to be taken down as time runs out on this first half of play. So we've reached the intermission here in a low-scoring game. 7-3 is our score. As we send you to Orlando, going to check in with the coach, Jonathan Coachman. He's got our EA Sports halftime report.
All right, Mike, thanks very much, and welcome in everyone to our EA Sports Halftime Report. The second half, straight ahead. Time to get back to it, and for the call, let's rejoin Mike Tirico and Greg Olsen.
Coach, thank you. Both teams trying to find the right formula to come out on top in this second half. Coming up. Third quarter set to commence. And we're back underway here on EA Sports. DJ Dallas now to return. He'll work his way across the 25-yard line. The Cardinals offense and their veteran running back James Conner set to take over again. And really, he has not produced a whole lot of highlights as we thought about coming in that he could be a featured back in this one. Instead, no running lanes, no room to operate, stuck at the line of scrimmage, and generally taking this offense out of its flow. Oh, and a short throw there, but it's going to end up incomplete. That's a pass he'll say he should have had. Instead, he does not, and it brings up second down.
Defense got lucky on that one. There's no one accounting for the running back out of the backfield as they should have, and fortunately for them, he bails him out by not securing the catch.
We're set to throw on second down. And that's going to be incomplete. Coverage was good that time. The contact jarring the ball loose and forcing third down.
Even though it doesn't result in a sack, when you dial up the right pressure at the right time, Mike, sometimes that's all it takes to lead to that incompletion. The timing is just a little off between the quarterback and his intended target, and the ball falls incomplete.
On third down, they'll throw with Brissett. He'll air it out deep for Wilson. That is incomplete. Well read that time defensively, making it difficult downfield, and that's going to bring up a fourth down.
This offense has to find a way to be better on first and second down, Mike. Living in these third and long situations, must pass, is not a recipe that their offensive coordinator wants to operate in.
And he'll be brought down. Short return, and they'll take over there. The Panthers offense ready for their first possession of this second half. They'll start out first down and 10. Get this drive started. On the ground, it's Hubbard. He'll struggle to get back to the line of scrimmage. Maybe gets a yard out of that one. It's second down. They'll motion over Thielen. A second down throw for Young. Catch made by Thielen. He'll get about 6 before he's taken down.
Well, let's give some credit to the big boys up front in the trenches. They knew that blitz was coming. They held up just long enough that the quarterback could get that ball out safely and results in a completion.
Here's a third down and 4. To throw is Young. He finds the big tight end, Tremble. And the defense can't come up with a stop there. Gain of 7 and a first down.
Well, we'll give a little credit here defensively. Even though they allowed the first down, we've seen defenses really struggle bringing this big tight end to the ground, and they didn't allow him to pick up a bunch of yards after contact, but he was able to get just enough to pick up the first down.
And he slides and covers up at the end, avoids the hit, and picked up decent yardage along the way.
The best quarterbacks don't see the rush, they feel the rush, and that's exactly what this guy was able to do here. He's able to escape the initial pressure and immediately realizes, I got some space out in front of me. Picks up a solid gain here on first down.
On second down, a run with Hubbard. And that one shut down pretty quickly. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage, nothing more.
Great job here defensively, Mike. Make them snap the ball again. 2nd and 1, they're not conceding anything. Make it 3rd and 1 and see if your defense can come up again with a stop for no gain.
3rd and a yard. Tremble comes in motion. Here's Young. He's got his tight end. That's Sanders. And it looks like he's going to have a 1st down. Nothing fancy there. Short completion, but it yields a fresh set of downs.
Really just comes down to everybody understanding the situation. You realize, how many yards do I need to get for the 1st down? And just make sure at least one of my receivers is past the sticks. That's where he went with the ball, and they're able to convert.
And he'll be stacked up at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play.
Depending on the situation or the down and distance, Mike, the linebackers have different reads. Sometimes they read the offensive lineman. Sometimes they read the running back. In this case, his read brings him right to the play. He's able to make a big stop and keep the game to nothing.
Here's a handoff to Hubbard. And this defense up to the task there. Gain of just 2, and it's 3rd down. Throwing is Young. And this is going to be incomplete. That is great work there, making things difficult defensively. It'll set up a 4th down.
It's always a risky decision anytime a quarterback tries to force the ball, especially into those tightly contested areas. Not a lot of daylight, not a lot of room for error. In this case, it just falls simply as an incomplete. But as this game unfolds, better decisions are going to lead to better results. So anytime an offense comes off the field after settling for 3, you always have to take the good with the bad. In order to get down there in field goal range, you had to do something positive to move the ball. But at the same time, how are we going to be able to finish these drives and convert for 6 the next time we get down there?
Here comes DJ Dallas on the return. And he'll be brought down past the 25. Decent field position to start this drive. Out comes the Arizona offense. They get ready for their next possession. Just the lone field goal for them so far. Down 10-3 in this one. And they'll start 1st and 10. The hole closes quickly. He'll pick up about 3. Working out of the gun, here's Brissett. And a good effort there defensively. It's knocked away and incomplete.
I think at some point for this quarterback, he has to start looking some other directions. I mean, he's tried to get the ball now to this guy multiple times, and all of them have resulted in incomplete passes. I'm not saying don't throw it to him in the future, but maybe get yourself a couple easy completions elsewhere before you look back in his direction.
And he's going to run out of time. They get to him and bring him down.
This guy's really in a zone right now, Mike. He's rushing with such confidence that it doesn't matter who they put on him. He thinks he's going to win every matchup, and with the rest of the time remaining here in the 2nd half, the offense is going to have to change some things up. It's less about who blocks him and how we block him, because right now, one-on-one, it's just not getting the job done.
The Cardinals lining up for a punt. And that's a nice job of getting to him, making sure that return was not going anywhere. Here's the Carolina offense now as they head out to take over for their next possession. They lead by a touchdown as this drive begins with 1st and 10. He looks forward for maybe a yard. That's Jalen Thompson up from his safety spot to bring him down. Here's 2nd and 9. Tremble comes in motion. They'll go play action with Young. He'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete. Third down and 9. To throw, Young. And that is incomplete.
The most important stat, Mike, to determine wins and losses in the NFL is clearly turnover differential, your ability to protect the ball and on defense, take the ball away. And for any offense, that's even more critical when you have the ball on your side of the field.
A fair catch here. Called for and made beyond the 30-yard line. The home team's offense ready to see what they can do. And, look, they've been out of sorts throughout, Greg. They haven't had any answer for this pass rush all game.
Yeah, and it's really showing up in the sacks and also just in their ability to prevent any yards, any completions. This has just been a dominant pass defense performance here, and everything starts with the rush. The quarterback's uncomfortable. The clock gets sped up. He's got guys in his face. It's a lot easier to play defensive back and in some of these coverage units when you know that ball's got to come out fast. And right now, they're teeing off and taking advantage of it. Really nice job by the interior of this offensive line. It typically just takes one guy to distort the defense to give the back enough room to operate, and that's exactly what they did here, and it led to a big gain.
No one open. He'll drop it to his running back, and he'll be taken down. The gain is 6, and it's a new set of downs. He picked up the first down.
I like the play call there. Second, relatively short. Give your quarterback an opportunity to push this ball downfield, but realize this quickly, nothing development. Get the ball down to your back, pick up a new set of downs.
Running here is Connor, and he'll manage to pick up about 4. Nick Scott up from the secondary for the tackle. Here's 2nd and 6. Operating from the gun is Brissett. He bought all the time he could, but he's going to be taken down as he couldn't get a throwaway.
Watch the pursuit by this defensive end. The quarterback tries to escape the pocket, but he just keeps on chasing him, and he closes that ground in a hurry and brings him down for a big sack.
It is 3rd and 10. From the shotgun, it's Brissett. He's going to air this one out for Jones. That is caught! And he will go all the way. Zay Jones. Touchdown, Arizona. They find the end zone through the air. Greg, that is one of the most popular plays because it works so often.
You're right, Mike. We see it all the time. It's a 4 vertical concept. But the key is you've got to stretch the defense and put pressure on the secondary. That's exactly what they were able to do here. They take advantage, and they go deep for 6.
Chad Ryland now for the extra point. The kick is good, and the Cardinals will tie things up. It's now 10-10. So back to level after the touchdown, and time for the kickoff. On the return, here comes Blackshear. And he'll be brought down just beyond the 25-yard line. This drive begins with a run by Hubbard. And he'll be brought down on what will be the final act here in this third quarter. So, points at a premium. Defensive battle so far as we are through 3. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Line of scrimmage is the 37-yard line for 1st and 10. They'll motion over Thielen. On 1st down is Young. They try to set up the screen, but this one doomed from the start. It's incomplete.
Really nice job there by the defense defending the middle of the field. That is the most valuable real estate on the field. They know every single offense is trying to attack the defense between the hashes, so give credit. They took away all the throwing lanes, and that ball falls incomplete.
Receiver in motion, headed left. On 2nd down, Young. And they'll get about 8 out of that one, but still a little work to do now on 3rd down. On the give, it's Hubbard. And he's going to have a Panthers 1st down as they get 5 on 3rd and 2. They'll run it here with Hubbard. Not much. 2nd and long coming up. Tremble comes in motion. Here's Hubbard. And he'll be out of bounds inside the 30-yard line. They'll pick up 23 on that one. It's a Carolina 1st down.
There's a combination of footwork and vision, his ability to kind of weave through traffic and understand where the holes were. It's a really nice job working through some bodies and picking up a big gain.
Set to go now on 1st and 10. Off the play fake. Here's Young. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes.
We've seen a little bit of a transformation across the defensive tackle position in the area of the line to stuff the run. They were big bodies taking up space. Now, not only do you have to defend the run, you have to be able to win one-on-one matchups and get to the quarterback.
Here's Young. A short one there, caught by Tremble. And he'll be very close to a 1st down. Won't quite have enough, but now a much more advantageous spot.
So often, sacks, especially on 1st down, can be drive killers. But their ability here to take this from 2nd and long to 3rd and short, they've got a really good opportunity here, Mike. If they don't get it on 3rd, don't be surprised if they go for it on 4th.
And the Panthers are going to be set up with a 1st and goal as strong running takes them down to the 9.
Really just the same approach that an offense would take on a quarterback sneak, Mike. You don't necessarily have to spring them for a huge gain. Can you buy just enough space up front to pick up 1 yard? That's exactly what they did. Pick up the 1st down.
Sending a receiver right. Now Young. Toward the middle of the field that time, but incomplete.
They couldn't quite connect there on that short pass, Mike, and I just think it's worth reminding everyone how different the concepts are down here in the red zone than what the rest of the game plan calls for in the normal part of the field.
Another shot at it from the 9. 2nd down and goal. Now Young. This one caught at the 4. And he's close to the goal line, but they're going to mark him short, put him down at the 1.
I really like the balance that they've showed so far on this drive, Mike, and what that does is it makes the defense have to defend the entire field. The run game and the pass game, everything looks the same. There's no tells, so they can't afford to just dial up certain.
A dive, and he's in! Chuba Hubbard, touchdown Carolina. Greg, every touchdown counts the same, but the ones you get in the fourth quarter, they are the ones that feel a little more important.
Yeah, now the pressure shifts to your defense. Your offense was able to go out and get the lead here late. Does your defense have enough left in them to get one more stop?
No problem there on the extra point. And the Panthers go up by 7. It is now 17-10. So the lead is 7 now. Here in this fourth quarter, the tie has been broken. Let's see what happens on this kickoff. He'll work his way across the 25-yard line. The home team's offense getting things in order as they trot out for this next possession. They trail here by a touchdown as this drive will start with a first down. They'll start this drive on the ground, and it's Connor. And he's going to be brought down up past the 45.
Well, a really nice start here to the drive. Early down success. Every offensive coordinator is trying to find ways. How do we pick up first downs without having to get to third down? We see it here. Big explosive run. Now the rest of the drive unfolds.
Throwing now, Murray on first down. That ball caught. It's Zay Jones. They'll come up here on second down and 5. They'll run with Connor. And he'll get back to midfield, so no gain on that one.
Great job by that linebacker timing his blitz. He didn't give any indication to the offense that he was coming, and he's able to get through that hole and take the ball carrier down for a loss.
Big play coming up. This is third down. From the shotgun, it's Murray. And they're going to track him down. He couldn't find the receiver, and down he goes.
I see a lot of tired legs out there on both sides of the field, Mike. Looks like this pass rush has found a little bit of a second wind. They come away with a big-time sack, and it brings up fourth down.
The Cardinals line up for a punt. They'll be forced to punt, trailing here in the fourth quarter. And not much doing there. They made sure he would not get free. The visitors' offense and their running back getting ready to go back to work. And he has put in a full game's work and then some. Just an incredible performance on the ground to this point in the fourth quarter. On 1st and 10, here's Young. He'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
So on a day where he's completed, give or take half of his passes, Mike, you have to imagine there's a handful of throws he'd like to have back, and I think that last one falls in that category. But the biggest thing, and most fortunately for them, they find themselves with a lead despite a bit of an up-and-down performance out of their quarterback.
Throwing on second down, Young. Oh, and this one's going to wind up incomplete. That's one you'd think he'd be able to corral. He can't find the handle, and it's going to lead to a third down. The pass intended for Xavier Legette. Third down coming up. From the gun, it's Young. Open man, left side, he's got it. Give him 14 on that one. It's good for a Panther first down.
So this is a part of the game that everybody works on, Mike. They call it 4-minute offense, and you don't necessarily have to have 4 minutes on the clock, but the whole idea is we possess the ball late in the fourth quarter with the lead. The goal is we want to end the game with the ball. So that third down conversion is going to go a long way. Protect the ball, continue to pick up first downs. If they do that, I don't even think their opponent sees the ball again.
Young hands it to Hubbard. Not much happening there, just a short game. So right out of the 2-minute break, we get a timeout used by the defense with 1:56 to go. Here's a 2nd and 9. They'll go again with Hubbard. And that won't get a whole lot. Maybe a yard, but that's it. This crowd into it now as we get to third down. Another run here with Hubbard. And he'll be taken down right at the 35-yard line. Card's going to signal for their third and final timeout as they'll discuss what's to come as fourth down is looming. Punting time for the Panthers, set to kick this one away. As they try to play the field position game here, protecting a fourth quarter lead. And that is good coverage by the punt team as they meet him and bring him down. Now, following the punt return, we have an injured player on the field. That is a worrisome development here late in the game. Here is 1st and 10. They'll drop to throw. That's to the right side. Caught by McBride. Here comes 2nd down. Out of the gun, it's Murray. He'll take a shot, looking for Wilson. And that's going to be incomplete. Coverage was good that time. The contact jarring the ball loose and forcing third down.
Great job there defensively, separating the man from the ball. And this is the moments of the game where you need your best players to step up. And this guy's showing what he's capable of doing in the game's critical moment.
That is incomplete. And here we go. They're down to what could be their final play. It's 4th down.
I think the biggest issue and why they find themselves trailing in this game, Mike, has really just been the ups and downs of this passing game. At sometimes, he's highly accurate and efficient, but at others, he just misses too many easy throws. The question is, are they going to be able to overcome this quarterback inconsistency and pull this game out?
The risk pays off to the tune of 16 yards.
When you find yourself trailing here late in the game, decision-making is critical. Not only is he able to extend the drive by picking up the first down with his legs, great job by the quarterback understanding, get out of bounds, stop the clock, save as much time as possible as they try to make a comeback.
They have time to work with, but they have no timeouts. It's 1st and 10. Working from the shotgun, it's Murray. There's a throw right side. It's going to be incomplete.
Defense has a chance to all but end this game, but they can't secure the interception, and now the offense has new life. But is there enough time? Do they have enough opportunities still to find themselves in position to go try to pull this one out?
Now Murray to throw on second down. He'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
Well, it's pretty clear the main reason why they find themselves trailing in this game, Mike, has really just been the inefficiency of this offense and primarily out of the quarterback position. I mean, to complete less than half of your pass attempts, it just makes it very hard to compete at a high level consistently in the NFL. And if they want to find themselves having any chance of getting back into this game and winning this one, he's going to have to get a lot better with the ball.
That is incomplete. And here we go. They're down to what could be their final play. It's fourth down.
Really nice job here by the defender. I mean, how often, Mike, do we see on these long downfield passes the defender kind of lose the ball in the air and get himself out of position? Well, that wasn't the case here. Really well done.
And he's going to go down. The pressure once again too much. And that should wrap this one up.
And it all came down to that play. The offense finds themselves trailing, all out of their timeouts. The defense knew they were one stop away from ending this game, and they came up big when their team needed it.
The visitors' offense and their running back set to go once more. They'll have a short field looking to build on the lead. They'll come up here, 1st and 10. The defense still with all 3 timeouts at their disposal as the quarterback's down to a knee. So this one a win for the visiting Panthers. They proved much the best in this one. They get a solid performance in all 3 phases of the game and ride that to victory. So that'll do it for us. For Greg Olson and our terrific team behind the scenes, I'm Mike Tirico. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. Follow us on X at EA Madden NFL. So long, everybody.